Hello world, Cossy here with another Geek Movie review. This time for a movie that a lot of you wanted me to go and see, The Hunger Games. Now, before I get into actually talking about the movie, first of all I want to talk a little bit about the book. Someone amazing bought me this book, knowing that I would like it. I loved it. I read it in like 3 days leading up to the film. I finished it an hour before I went to see the actual movie. And I am getting the next 2 books. It's fantastic. The characters, everything about it is amazing. Despite the fact that it does take elements from other things, which I will be talking about in this review anyway. It is absolutely brilliant, engrossing. And if you haven't read it already, why haven't you read it? Go and buy it right now and read it, even if you're going to see the film. Right, now that's out of the way. Let's get on to the actual review. So, the book's brilliant. What was the film like? Well, decidedly average, unfortunately. The film obviously has been marketed at the teenage bracket, and the book is marketed at that bracket. But the book is much more violent. It has much more depth to it, which has all been cut out so that this could receive what the US would call a PG-13, what we in the UK call a 12A rating. Now, it has more violence than you would expect in most 12A films, but it's not enough. If you've read the book, you will be waiting for major things to take place that don't take place. And yeah, a lot of the stuff from the book obviously has had to be cut out, but they've put stuff out of order. They have changed some of the character relationships, in particular the character relationship between Haymitch and Katniss. They've tried desperately to make Katniss more likeable, which is a shame, because one of the best things about the book is you hate her, but you don't want her to die. You want her to survive, even though this character is so irritating, which is a fantastic way of doing it. Obviously, they had to change the way that the actual story is conveyed. In the book, it is all from Katniss' perspective, sort of an internal monologue, whereas you can't really do that in a movie, so understandably things had to be changed, stuff had to be added to add emphasis on certain things that had happened or were going on around the games itself, which is fine, except for the fact that none of these elements actually add to the movie. So yeah, it could have been done much, much better. Other things that are a problem: cinematography is average at best, very shaky. The fight scenes and action sequences look like they were choreographed by a 9-year-old who's just seen too many Jackie Chan movies, and yeah, they're just awful, not particularly well done. The set pieces, not very good, very, very average, looks like a much lower budget movie. The actual costumes are, for the most part, terrible, in particular the costumes that the tributes wear, and the costumes that the members of the public who live in the capital wear. Very, very garish, outlandish, almost 80s sort of low budget B-movie satirical type costumes going on. It's just a mess, and it's just not what you would expect. Even if I hadn't read the book, I wouldn't have said it was a fantastic movie. What it reminds me of, the feeling of seeing it, reminds me of the feeling I had when I watched The Phantom Menace the first time. And that feeling of, there's a lot of build up to this movie, it's going to be amazing. You watch it and it's like, there was 2 scenes maybe that were okay, and the rest of it was fairly dire or average. And it's a shame, because this obviously has a huge following, and it will make a lot of money. The next film will get made, the next book will get made into a film. It's going to make huge amounts of money, but it's an average movie. It's a real shame. Other things that are a problem, CGI in particular, is terrible. The fact that the ending is so anticlimactic in comparison to the ending in the book as well. So many things let this movie down. 2 positive elements, very positive elements as well, which kind of save it a little, which make it an average movie, not a terrible movie, is that the casting is absolutely fantastic. Every single person is completely believable in their characters. It's brilliant casting. It's just absolutely amazing. Jennifer Lawrence is a fantastic actress, and she carries this movie. She even carries the terrible sequences throughout the movie by being just a star. You can't take your eyes off her when she's on screen. Lenny Kravitz. Who knew Lenny Kravitz could act? I mean, I know his daughter can act, but god damn it. The guy's not on the screen that much, but he's fantastic. Every time he's on it, he's basically a scene stealer. Woody Harrelson's always fantastic. But yeah, the whole cast is brilliant. The other thing that's great is the score. The score to this movie is very, very well done. So props to whoever did that. When we're going to talk about the actual story itself, obviously, whoever's adapted the novel basically sat down, maybe flicked through it, took some major elements, then watched The Running Man, then Rollerball, and then thirdly, and this is not going to be a massive shock because the novel is actually like this, Battle Royale. So he just watched those three, took some elements from it, and was like, yeah, just throw some lines of dialogue from the book in there. We'll get a good cast, and hopefully no one will notice this is a decidedly average movie. If I was going to give it a rating, guys, I'd say it's a 3-star movie. I'm sure most of you are going to go and see it anyway. I'm sure that there's going to be quite a lot of backlash about what I'm saying, but, you know, that's my opinion. You're there to agree or disagree. Let me know what you thought. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. As always, the like button is just down there. You click on that little button, you tell me that you like this video. Share this with all your friends and family on your Google Pluses and your Facebooks and your Twitters and your Tumblrs and emails and project it into space. Whatevs, you know, how you do. And if you've got a comment, you don't agree, you do agree, you've got something you'd like to say, down there is a little box, you type it in, you click it, you let me know. In the description box, also down there is a link to my Facebook, to my Twitter, to my Tumblr. Follow me, find out when new videos are hitting the YouTubes from this channel, and maybe a little bit about me as well. If you didn't see my last review, the video is just there, you click on that, pop out, watch it, see what I thought about that movie. As always, guys, thanks for watching. There are more videos on the way, and Geek Movie News will be returning soon from its season hiatus. Yeah. Au revoir.